Broadcasting from the greatest castle in the world, in the county of Lawrence, NCTV45.
Hello and welcome to another edition of Meet the Candidate, and I'm with Sue Linville. And Sue, very educated person, has a business downtown Pokeberry, and Sue's a great person to get a lot of stuff from. Gives you a lot of good information, and I actually couldn't wait for this Meet the Candidate to find out some things. You know, this is a public affairs presentation of NCTV45. And we do it to people that have all different points of view. I'll leave it at that. Sue, welcome. And we're going to talk today about the Commission to Study Home Rule.
Right. So I'm one of 11 total candidates running for the Commission to Study Home Rule. And that's going to be on the ballot this fall. So people have to understand the importance of that and where to look on the ballot too, because the ballot's going to have two sides this fall. On the front side is going to be the normal candidates like mayor and commissioners and things. On the back side, you're going to get two questions to vote on. The first one is going to be whether or not you want the city to study home rule. This does not mean we're going into home rule. It just means we're going to set up a commission to study it. So I'm asking everybody to vote yes on that because even if we don't go into home rule, I think it behooves us to study the topic and see if there's a better way to run the city. The second thing that's going to happen is there are going to be 7 candidates that will win a position of the commission to study the home rule. So there's a total of 11 people running. You'll get to vote for 7. Now I happen to be running with a slate. This is a little unusual here in Newcastle. We're running as a slate for a couple reasons. One is because we wanted to educate the public on home rule and what this commission's all about. And when there's 7 people working together, it's much easier to do than if you're just a single solo candidate. So I'm going to just run through the people who are running with me, just so they couldn't all be here. Everybody has jobs and everything, so I just happen to have the time to be the representative today.
Go for it.
So Mary Burris is one of our candidates. She works for the county, for the watershed. And she's been involved in, you name it, just about everything in town. New Visions, Tri-County Cleanways. So Mary is a professional landscaper. So she grew up here, came back here to raise her son. So local girl, Mary knows what she's talking about. Mike Delai is number 2 on our slate. He's an IT guy and he works up in the schools. He did run for city council but didn't make the ballot this year, but Mike's a pretty smart, straight shooter.
Yeah, and he's been on NCTV45.
Yeah. There's Paul Newbecker. Because this is a nonpartisan commission, we wanted to make sure that we had both Democrats and Republicans. So we did find a Republican. I know this is a big Democratic town, but Paul's our Republican on the slate. He's an Army veteran, worked over in the Middle East, and he's setting up a gunsmith business here in town. He's been waiting to get his permissions because, you know, not everybody can be a gunsmith. Then there's Eric Ritter. You may know Eric because he was running for city council
also.
He's from the east side. He works up at Preston. Great guy, really involved in the community over in the east side and the community gardens and everything they've been doing over there. Then there's Mike Tempesta. Mike has been involved with the Democratic Party, so he's our go-to guy on what kind of government is this and how do governments work, and he's studied a lot. He's a smart guy. And then Miranda Zeronis, she grew up here and has lived in other places and is now back in town with a new baby. She's got a bachelor's degree in business administration, and she's an ethnologist or something like that. I can't.
Okay.
So she works with beauty products, and she runs her own company. So, and she right now helps women get their makeup on for weddings and stuff. So she's into all that kind of stuff. And of course there's me, Sue Linville. I own the Cookberry Exchange downtown and have buku degrees, and I'm a freelance writer. So
And you see
that's
on
the
here.
slate. Yeah. So that's the slate that's running. So I think today I want to talk a little bit about what home rule is and why we're looking to go into home rule.
Okay.
So as most people might know, we've been in Act 47 for about 10, 12 years.
Yeah.
So what Act 47 is that when Pennsylvania has a distressed community, they come in and they give us advice and they give us advantages. Like right now we can have an earned income tax that normally we couldn't have, and that gives us more tax revenue and it's keeping the city afloat. We are going to be coming out of Act 47 in 2 years. And when that happens, if we remain a normal city that follows the Pennsylvania state regulations, we will not be able to collect that earned income tax anymore. Now, the people from Pennsylvania have said that if we don't go into home rule, we're going to probably have to raise property taxes about 35%, make up for that loss of the earned income. So one way around this is to go into home rule. That means more independent city from the state of Pennsylvania, and we tax rates a little higher. We can only go, but we can keep that earned income tax. That will keep us afloat until we can get some more development into the city. So there is going into home rule, and that would keep afloat. If we don't go into home rule, they'll send a receipt from the state of Pennsylvania. Will come in and say, well, balancing, you don't earn income tax anymore, cutting jobs, they'll be cutting the fire department, the taxes, the big taxes will be going. So that's kind of a bad.
And just interject one thing.
Sure.
Mark's point and about we provide a lot of service in Taylor Township. At eyes of the city, folks in West Pittsburgh to the Highland Avenue. That's a big city.
3,000 people, the city itself.
And yours, population wise, just from that point 8.
Yes.
Okay, city services. Really?
I think everybody in city services cut. I'm the whole idea. There are other towns that have Sharon, Altoona. There are a total of 6 cities. This is not unusual, and a lot of people are worried about what Comission is going to do once we get into our positions. First of all, people are going to get positions.
Unpaid.
Right, non-paid. We don't. If we had to, we might get our gas reimbursed. No payment. Any house position. What we're getting was working. Let's not look at it's costing, action is viable. As we would bring people who didn't work for you. This is one particular type of government, another. And you should be a different kind of government.
And I was waiting for you.
Representative. One's called an open town hall. Now these are usually for smaller cities, and that's when the whole population goes into a meeting and everybody in the city votes. So either it's an individual open house or it's a council, the people vote directly. Right. A little too big for those kinds of governments. There's also commission government. And you have kind of like a city council city. Have that in 1913. We had it in 1913 till 1968 here, where we just had 5 people, kind of the
6. Team they claimed.
Oh, well, that could be, because back in those, they were always starting room. But back in our commission, as a type of government, is a set of commissioners that are elected. So right now we have a mayor and council members. So there's kind of like the head of it, and then got the council. Commissioners. And they make decisions that way. There may be of the commission, but there's no mayor. All right?
Okay.
All right. So the next time is the time we have right now. Comes in and does the legislative part. That's what we have today. And we've had that kind of government since. The last type of government, manager government. And this, if he does his job, and if he doesn't do his job, we can, yeah. So, we can look at it as a commission and say,
situation. If a bill gets passed, the mayor can vote.
Yes, yes. So,
and council can override it.
Yes, I think that's yeah. But another thing, sometimes it's only people that make a big decision for the city. 3 out of a city of 3,000 people, we've got 3 people making decisions. So, do we want more representatives? We overkill. But what if we had a representative in the city hall? Council was 7. 9 people. Be from the third, they were from the north. The wards and so. As a commission, we want to have more council members. Council need a mayor. We want, what kind of.
Yeah.
So we're looking questions. What would
be? Is very important to understand how we. Council. We were just a little
In a third population, so as part of Pennsylvania, we as third class had council. Each ward had their own. We got the state. Everybody was looking at these government people. This is getting out of hand. It's including.
And one guy they named the mayor.
They can, for the commission, you can call somebody a mayor of now. So
Okay.
from 1913 to 1968, that's what we had, was that commissioner type of government. Some corruption and improve the city and.
You know, because I'm gonna kind of has a fire station.
Yes.
Or had.
Had.
These side had a fire station right off Arlington Avenue. A lot of people don't realize Central Fire Station. Of course, name a few.
As a commission, we would need to talk to the fire department to see, you know, what are your needs, and the police department, what are your needs, how can they be fulfilled by the government, how can better representation help those serve.
You know, so I'm glad you came in and mentioned about all this, because that's given everybody a good background on exactly the small.
We're just trying to get the education, so because we don't want people to vote study just because they don't understand it or not. So this is just voting for the study this time, not to go into home rule period. It's to study home rule and to see if we can, you know, construct a better government.